Hello everybody, Horizon coming at ya, coming through. And today we will be covering the top 5 weapons to use in Season 2 of Modern Warfare. This list is entirely my opinion and is subject to change, especially if Infinity Ward decides to patch certain weapons by buffing or nerfing them. Again, this is just my opinion. I know every weapon can be viable depending on your skill level, but I think these 5 will definitely help improve your game. Psych! Because when you do improve your game, you'll be going against sweats. SBMM baby, let's get it! To begin, we'll be covering some honorable mentions that didn't quite make my list. All these guns can easily replace a gun on my list, and these guns are the MP7, M13, Odin, FAMAS, AK-47, and the Scar. I am not good at sniping, so they didn't make my list, but I will say depending on the map, snipers can easily be the best or worst weapon to have. That goes for the same for any gun. To start off my list is the most versatile gun in the game, which is the M4A1. This gun shouldn't be a surprise since you see this weapon in COD League and everybody runs it in its public matches. The reason this gun is so good is its ability to compete with submachine guns in close range and its ability to outgun other ARs from long range. You can also change this gun's stats by equipping certain attachments like the 2-shot kill SOCOM mags, but you'll only get 10 bullets. The M4's huge amount of attachments, which makes this gun extremely versatile. Need to run and gun? You got it. Need to pick up someone from far away? You got it. Need to take someone off a head glitch? You almost had it, but the other player also had an M4, so you didn't have it. Overall, this gun doesn't really dominate in a certain area. It's just the gun is so good in so many areas, and in totality, it makes the gun just an absolute beast. This gun used to be the clear-cut winner of being the best, but a few nerfs have at least brought it back down to earth where other weapons can at least compete with it. In our number 2 slot, I want to combine these two weapons since they are very similar, which is the Kilo and the new Grau 5.56 assault rifle. The reason why I wanted to combine them is their stats are pretty much the same. They have the same damage profile which they share with the M4 and RAM, which is 28, 23, and 18. This means it is a 4 to 6 shot kill depending on where you hit them. They differ from each other in fire rate, where the Kilo shoots faster at 750 rounds per minute and the Grau 5.56 shoots at 730 rounds per minute. It is definitely noticeable when you are shooting the two guns, but in game their time to kills are barely noticeable. For chest time to kill, the Kilo clocks in at 0.240 and the Grau at 0.247. The ADS speed of the Kilo clocks in at 0.199 and the Grau at 0.190. So if you want to sacrifice ADS speed for more fire rate, use the Kilo. If you're going to play a little faster, use the Grau. Honestly though, this stat doesn't really matter since the difference is so small. The reason why these guns are so good and popular is one thing, and it's recoil. These two weapons' recoil pattern is so good. It's low and controllable. Because if the M4 had the recoil, you wouldn't even be using these weapons. Remember kids, it doesn't matter how strong a weapon is if you can't even hit your target. Scar. AK. In our 3rd spot, we have the MP5 submachine gun. Again, this gun shouldn't be a surprise since you see this gun in COD League. It's pretty much the best SMG since it has the best time to kill up close. The reason why the TTK is so quick is because the MP5 shoots at 800 rounds per minute and it can kill in 3 shots, which is way faster than the other competition. The recoil is low and controllable also, and this gun is one of the few guns where your opponent can shoot you first, and since this gun's TTK is so fast, you can literally win gunfights you most likely shouldn't have. You can build this gun to have some decent killing potential for medium range or being a rushing god. The only thing that really hurts this weapon is the map design. Most maps in Modern Warfare cater to assault rifles and other long-range weapons, so to get the most out of the MP5, you literally need to cut the distance between you and the enemy. You really want to adopt the barrel stuff philosophy by making use of your quick ADS, TTK, and movement speed to destroy your competition. Just watch out for other MP5 users and the infamous shotgun users. Our fourth entry is the RAM Assault Rifle. The RAM is very similar to the M4, Kilo, and Grau. Like I said earlier, they all share the same damage profile. The RAM is basically the crackhead cousin of the group. This gun shoots extremely fast and can outgun SMGs in close range. It shoots faster than the M4, Kilo, and Grau at a whopping 860 rounds per minute, and it also holds the fastest ADS speed of the group at .183. This gun is a monster in the right hands, and you might be thinking, wow, on paper that thing is better than the other assault rifles you mentioned. Like I said before, it doesn't matter how strong a gun is if you can't even hit your target, and I have noticed that even though the RAM has a low recoil pattern, I find myself missing from far away. This is probably my fault, but the gun feels a lot more inconsistent from far range compared to the other assault rifles. This list is not in any particular order, so the RAM could be the best weapon for you. Before we move on, if you rage quitted in Season 1 and didn't unlock the RAM, I think you can no longer acquire this weapon since it was part of the Season 1 Battle Pass. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure you won't be able to acquire this gun if you didn't unlock it previously. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Take my words with a grain of salt. In our last entry, I decided to place the AUG on my list. I personally think it's just an amazing overall weapon. It's an SMG that feels like an assault rifle. It has the second fastest time to kill in the SMG class up close at .160 in base form. This is just behind the MP5. If you equip the 5.56 attachment, it goes down to .182, which has the same time to kill as the PP19 Super Soaker or Bison. The main advantage of the AUG is its ability to beam people from long range. Now, I would say it can hit from super far away, but it does work in the longer parts of mid-range where most SMGs would be useless. This gun kind of reminds me of the M4 in the assault rifle category, where the gun doesn't really dominate in a single area, but as an overall weapon, it's probably the best in the SMG class. Things that suck about the AUG is its recoil. It can kick you in the face if you're not used to it, and it has the slowest ADS speed of all the SMGs. So it can really feel clunky for an SMG. I would say even though this gun can hit from long range, I would still stick close to mid range. I think this gun can be pretty underrated, or I'm overrating it since this gun is the gun that got me my first nuke. That is pretty much it for my top 5 weapons list for Season 2, guys. Tell me, what is your top 5? You could substitute some guns on my list for other weapons like the MP7 or M13, or you could be the guy whose top 5 is riot shield, riot shield, riot shield, riot shield, riot shield. The reason why guns like the MP7 and M13 didn't make my list is, for some reason, sometimes the MP7 will feel like it's melting, and other times it feels like I'm just shooting marshmallows at window campers. And the M13 is really good, but it didn't make my list is, even though it has a high fire rate, the 5-shot kill up close tends to get outgunned by SMGs and other ARs. However, the M13 is probably one of the best mid-range to long-range weapons, if not the best. So if you guys enjoy this video, you guys can leave a like and subscribe to my channel to see more content like this. Also, leave a comment on what your top 5 weapons are, or what video you would like to see from me in the future. Other than that, namaste my friends, and I will see you all in my next video.